What is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and today's video starts off with me purchasing 40,000 Sunfire splinters. We're going to get 30,000 right away, and we'll wait for the last 10,000. Following that, I'm going to go ahead and build a Quetzal landing site. I haven't built them all, surprisingly, but we are going to need this location for this video. Now that I've done all that, today we are going to be runecrafting Sunfire runes for 10 hours, or at least a decent amount of time. So the inventory is as followed. We need fire runes and Sunfire splinters. We also need Civitas y la Fortis teleport tablets, and of course the Colossal pouch. Following that, we also have the full Guardians of the Rift outfit and a Ring of Endurance, with a max cape acting as my teleport to the crafting guild. But first, some words from our sponsor today. Before we continue, this video is brought to you by Crafted. Crafted is celebrating 1 full year of bringing Gielinor to your gaming space by marking down all items site-wide, plus a limited time flash discount sale on select collections and bundles. They have buy one, get one 50% off on select collections and bundles, buy two, get one free on select collections and bundles, and of course 5 to 10% off all items site-wide. Plus, if you go ahead and use discount code MrNoSleep98, you will save an additional 10% off your purchase at checkout. Check out the recently released Crafted sticker packs. Here we have my favorite being the Barrows set. We also have the Friends and Foes set, the Legends set, and of course the God Wars set. Celebrate Crafted's first annual birthday sale with unbeatable prices, site-wide markdowns, and exclusive bundle flash sales. And remember to use code MrNoSleep98 for an additional 10% off all orders. And a huge thank you and a happy birthday to Crafted for sponsoring today's video. Okay, let's go ahead and start that 10-hour timer. So what I'm going to be doing for this video, for a lot of you out there who might be concerned with how I'm going about runecrafting these Sunfire runes, well, essentially for the first 5 hours, guys, we are going to be just runecrafting these runes traditionally, which you almost never want to do for this specific rune, but I'll explain why later on. Let's first dive into the fact that we can get a runecrafting pet from this. I've done a lot of runecrafting videos in my time, and we are nearing 25 million XP in runecrafting, so maybe today will be the day. Either way, though, what do I mean by traditional runecrafting? So with these specific runes, along with a lot of other runes in game, you can actually go to the Scar, which is it's like an area that you can mine certain things and use GP as well, and you can essentially get extracts, and extracts is what we're going to be focusing on after the first 5 hours is completed. So we're going to do the traditional style of runecrafting Sunfire runes for 5 hours, and then we're going to take a break. We're going to see the results, see why this is absolutely never worth doing, and then we're going to go ahead and go on over to the Scar. I'm going to bring out that dragon pickaxe, and we're going to start mining some extracts, and then we're going to go runecrafting with those, and we'll see the difference. So let's go. We just completed our first hour. Looks like we averaged 57 to 60k XP that hour. Not bad at all. I ended up with roughly 30,500 Sunfire runes, and we did use a decent amount of Sunfire splinters. 3.35 mil from the rune count and 3.4 mil from the splinters, which according to my calculations means that I lost money. Not a lot of money, but just using the splinters here is going to eat away all of your profit essentially, because these Sunfire runes are only worth about 110 to 105 GP each, and the demand is not that high. I mean, you can runecraft these at level 33 runecrafting, you can double them at level 49, and at level 98 you can triple them. So what a strange variant of levels to, gain extra Sunfire runes. I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but they're basically just a stronger fire rune. You can use them with offensive fire spells, and it gets a 10% of a minimum damage dealt to your max hit, if that makes any sense. So they're a little useful to PKers. I mean, you can use 100 Sunfire runes on burnt pages to create searing pages. Put that in your Tome of Fire, and you will be hitting your victim higher with your fire spell. That's essentially what they're used for. So you guys can imagine, I'm already runecrafting upwards of 100,000 of these. Probably not the biggest demand in game for all of these runes, but if you think that's crazy, wait till later on in the video when we runecraft over 1 million of them, because it's just astounding the way that we're about to go ahead and do that. But either way, though, we're coming up on 4 hours into the video so far. Runecrafting these wasn't that fun, but I was able to play on my alt and do a little bit of gargoyles. So you guys will be seeing that video soon. And just using this shrine as an altar was very difficult for my clicking. I just could not get the hang of it. Even after 5 hours, just the clicking here is so strange. I ended up using screen markers, which I never have done. And yeah, just not a huge fan of the teleport system, which is required to do this. But either either way, 5 hours has almost been completed. Let's go ahead and do a quick recap of what we have gotten and how much XP we've earned. Right, 5 hours completed. This is going to be interesting. So we've runecrafted 154,000 Sunfire runes. I spent about 16.5 mil overall to do that, and they price check for about 16.9 mil. So I made like 100K an hour profit if they sell for that. So it's not worth it to runecraft them without using twisted extracts. Well, Mr. No Sleep, what's a twisted extract? I'm glad you asked because I had no idea either. Essentially, we're going to go to the Scar, use our Ring of Shadows, click Scar. We're going to hop this shortcut. It's right before Leviathan. You can't miss it. And then we're going to go ahead and walk into the Scar. My HD got reset, so low detail to high detail. And now that we're back, we're going to go ahead and talk to Haggis. Went through every single option and then some with Haggis just to make sure that I don't have to go back and talk to him ever again. And now we're going to go ahead and mine this massive white / tannish rock, and we're going to get as many tainted essence chunks as possible. Once we get a full inventory of these tainted essence chunks, we're just going to go ahead and store them in that orange tube, which is right next to this this massive stone. And you can also mine the other small stones in this area. You'll get tainted essence chunks as well, but it's a little slower. And overall, I wanted to get 3,000 tainted essence chunks, and I wanted to invest a similar amount of money that I've already invested. So I put 18 million GP into the coffer. I put 3,000 tainted essence chunks into the hopper, and in return I received 3,000 twisted extracts by paying both money and spending a little time mining. So now we're going to go runecraft these Sunfire runes with our twisted extracts in our inventory. Start with 3,000, see what we end up with. All right, this is the first time I've ever done this before. Here we go, fire runes on it. Boom, just in one click we get 4,200. Boom, there's another 4,100, and then another 3,000. Ladies and gentlemen, one inventory, 3 clicks, 11,649 Sunfire runes. Let's go ahead and throw that in the price checker. 1.3 mil if you round that up. Now, we spent 18 mil on the extracts. We're spending money on the teleport tablets, money on the essence, money on the fire runes, and you can't forget about money on the splinters. So many things that you need in order to runecraft these runes, but at least we're not using stamina potions. We got that desert amulet equipped in order to restore our run energy for free every time. Gotta love that. And another thing I want to point out is that I'm getting about an average of 57k XP an hour. So that's the XP rates here. If you're really good, you probably get more than me, but that's what I got. So overall, it didn't take long to use those 3,000 twisted extracts at all. We spent 18 mil in GP. I spent 500k on splinters, so we spent 18.5 mil, and in return, we have walked away with 184,000 Sunfire runes, which is 20.3 mil. But we're gonna go ahead and try to sell these just to make sure that that is confirmed profit. Now, don't get too upset about what you're about to see here, because the point of this was not to be patient and wait for all of my profit back. That's what we're about to do. This here is just to confirm that I can actually sell these things. If not for the price they show, then I want to know what they're actually going to sell for right away. So for 107 GP each, I sold a decent chunk of them, and then I sold some for 105, and then, you know, so on and so forth. 95 coins was the next purchase, and then I think I lowered them all the way down to like 70. And the reason I did this is just to know that I can get my money back. I ended up getting back 18.1 mil, so I lost like 400k in the process of doing that, but I proved that I can make money if I'm just patient and if I just leave them in there. Because it doesn't take that long to mine these essence chunks. As a matter of fact, I wanted to go back to the Scar, and this time I wanted to spend exactly 100 million GP coins, and then I also wanted to match that with the amount of tainted essence that I would need. So I needed 16,500. It is going to take roughly 45 minutes to obtain all of these essence, and then of course we have to invest our coin stack, but then we are going to go runecraft with all of these extracts once we end up with them, and that should take about 1 hour. So what you need to know is we're investing like a total of 1 hour and 45 minutes, 45 minutes mining, 1 hour runecrafting, and 100 million GP. Actually, slight correction on that. I ended up spending 99 million GP on these extracts, so we'll just leave that number to the side and we'll add in whatever we end up spending on splinters and teleport tablets. But the point is, we now have 16,500 twisted extracts. Our 45 minutes of mining has been completed. Let's take back that 1 million GP for later. And now let's go do 1 hour of runecrafting, which just about is going to be how long it'll take to use all these extracts. And then we're going to end up with a ton of Sunfire runes. As you can see in the title, over 1 million Sunfire runes. So sometimes, you know, in life you hear the phrase, sometimes you have to spend money to make money. Well, that's exactly what I'm doing here. It didn't quite look like a lot of profit was going to happen with an 18 mil investment. So now we're going to come back. We're going to be patient this time around. I did this all yesterday and I'm still waiting for the grand exchange offer to sell, but I get to update you guys on that later, and we get to see if this is ever going to be worth doing. Maybe if you have a big coin stack and you're an efficient rune crafter, Sunfire runes could eventually translate to not only 60k XP an hour, but a ton of profit an hour at the same time. Plus, I mean, who doesn't like rune crafting over 1 million of one rune? It's the first time I sure have, and well, it's just not true actually, but in one sitting, you know, despite the whole buff here, it is the first time that I've seen 1 million rune stack be acquired so quickly. And honestly, just the Scar update in general, that area next to Leviathan where you mine all of these extracts, very strange to me. I heard that it's very beneficial for Ironman accounts and like obtaining pure essence, but this was the first time that I ever checked it out on any account. So yeah, very interesting with the whole Sunfire rune process that area does come into play, and we already confirmed that this is not worth doing without using that area. So now that all of this time has gone by, 1 hour of rune crafting, we are gonna see our results. All right, so that is the last of them, 1,016,000 Sunfire runes. So overall, we spent 2.8 mil on Sunfire splinters. I also spent 99 mil on twisted extracts and another 200k on teleports, fires, and essence. Overall spent 102 mil. Overall price of the Sunfire runes comes out to be, rounded up, 112 mil. So that is 10 mil profit in 1 hour and 45 minutes, which if you round up, round down, you know, 5 mil an hour, because it took 1 hour to rune craft, and if this all sells for, you know, 111 to 112 mil, that's not too bad. But the real question is, will it sell? Here we are, the Grand Exchange, putting in all of these for a reasonable price of 107. This is honestly what they sell for. There's no way I'm going to get 110 for it. And as you can see, it, you know, it's selling. It's taken a while, but it is selling. So that will leave us with 107.7 mil when they do sell. So 5.7 mil profit is what that's going to come out to be. But again, it's going to take a very long time for them to sell. So that's like almost 3 mil an hour if this works out. And here we are 24 hours later. And look at this, guys. They all actually ended up selling. So look at that, 107 million GP, 107.7 mil. So, you know, we spent what, 102? So you deduct that from the 7 mil, and we're walking away with roughly 5 mil profit from all of that rune crafting and mining. So it does end up being about 2.5 mil GP profit an hour if you have the patience for all of them to buy for the price that you're asking for. It only took 24 hours to sell 1 million. That's not that discouraging, to be honest. So I would be curious to invest 1 bill into this idea and see if I can make a consistent, you know, 5 mil an hour or more than that if I even put them in to be purchased for more. So that is awesome. I think the conclusion to this one is Sunfire runes are not worth rune crafting unless you're going to be using twisted extracts alongside them, and you will have to be patient for when you sell off the stack that you create, but I don't see how this can't be profitable. 98 rune crafting is probably going to be suggested for this, as well as just, you know, the Guardians of the Rift outfit and all the other things that go with it. But overall, pretty interesting rune crafting method that came with Varlamore, and I'm glad that I was able to showcase almost every aspect of it today. I'm no expert though. If I made any mistakes or if there's any errors with this video, feel free to comment below. This was brand new to me, and mistakes are definitely possible, so I'll make sure to correct anything with the pinned comment regarding that. But that is it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't mind the weird gear and equipment and inventory here. I was just working on a lot of videos where, you know, I try out an idea. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one, not so much. So you'll see a new video soon, though. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. A huge thank you to the YouTube channel members, with a special shout out to DeceptionZ, xXzoticx, and LettuceAttak. And don't forget to check out the description below for Creator Crafted. Use discount code MrNoSleep98, and that'll save you an additional 10% off at checkout. Well, thank you for watching, and until next time, Mr. No Sleep out.